Hello guys, today the project is we're going to take this bumper off and paint the bumper white to match the white at the top. I want to tell you a little bit of history of this truck. It's a 1985 Ford truck. We've had it quite a few years. Actually, it's just been sitting on the lot. We have several trucks and we haven't had a big use for it, so that actually we haven't been running the truck. So my husband and his friend, they really know how to do a lot of things with trucks and engines and all these kind of things. So what they did to the truck, they changed the spark plugs out and all the wiring. They, of course, it was empty on fuel, so they put the fuel in it. They put a new distributor cap on it and a new distributor. And anyway, it's amazing, all the years, it's been at least 10 years the truck has just been sitting, nobody driving it, nobody starting the engine or anything. And actually, after they spent a little bit of time working on the engine, we got this baby purring like a kitten. It's unbelievable when we ride it now that it starts right up and it just runs. It's amazing. So what we've been doing, we want to spruce the truck up a bit and get her looking, really good again. And so it's had a new front at one time up here, so we want to, like today's project, like I said, to take this old bumper off and put a new coat of spray paint on it and make it a little bit sharper. And then as we go along, we'll continue to do other things to improve the appearance of the truck. And we may do a lot of projects with this truck, may haul gravel, dirt, whatever the need may be, but we just feel like the old truck's got potential and we want to, get her up to par and, put her to use. Okay, the next, like I said, the project today is to take this bumper off. So the next part of the project that we're intending to do, it's got the 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got to take these bolts out of the holes so we can get this bumper off. Messed up that one. Okay, the reason we want to take the bumper off to put inside on a table is because it's about 20 degrees today, and that's pretty cold, and we can't get the dump truck into the garage. Any other time, we would just left the truck outside and, of course, painted the bumper outside. But since it is that cold, that's what we're going to do. So the bolts have already been loosened and everything, so I've got to lift this bumper and put it on the table in order for me to paint it. So that's what I'm going to try to do next. So hopefully it'll pull out real easy and not be too heavy. So here we go. Hopefully I don't injure myself, but I'm determined to get this painted today so we can get this baby back on this truck and move forward with our progress on this truck. Okay, now, as you can see, this is the way the bumper looks now. It's pretty rough. I think at one time it had been painted blue and it's just got rust parts, a little bit of rust. It's just pretty ugly right now. So we want to use paint, rattle can paint, and put some paint on her and try to spruce her up and make her look a lot better. So that's what my intentions are today, to get this painted and let it dry and see how it turns out, basically. So as you can see, it is pretty. Okay, the next step is I want to clean, it's been outside a little bit and we've been doing other stuff to the truck and everything. So the bumper has dirt on it and we've not wiped it off. So the first thing I want to do right now is just sort of wipe it down and make sure there's no dust, because if there's dust, it'll ruin your paint job and it'll make the paint, it'll dry, but it'll make the paint peel off a lot faster if it's got dirt on it or a piece of grass or whatever we've been doing things with. So I'm going to rub it down really good to make sure it's all smooth and fine. And then after that, I'll talk a little bit how we're going to paint it. But first of all, I want to make sure there's nothing. You can also use a brush or anything with bristles You don't actually have to use a rag, but to me it's cold out today. You see we've got the door open, and I do better without gloves, and I just chose a rag. It's a little bit more softer to my hands, and a brush would be, actually it gets a little bit more of the paint off than the rag, so we don't really have to do that. So I'm just gonna rub it down real good and make it suitable to put
And then you're gonna prime it, right?
And the next step is...
What kind of primer are you gonna use?
The primer we've chosen, I've had a lot of good luck with this primer, is the Dupli Color Primer. It tends to do really well. It puts a smooth coat. It dries extremely well. And we've used this primer many, many times. And so usually, if you buy a product and it works really well, when you go back to the store and if you have a need for that same type of paint or whatever, what you should do, you usually use the one that's done a really good job. So that's why we stick with the
So
primer.
it's worked for you really well before, so you're gonna keep using it.
Yes.
Right.
And then, okay, we're just, like I said, we're gonna put a light coat of primer on the rust spots. So one of the first things when you take, you start using your paint, you need to rattle your can and make sure the paint's distributed really good in your can. And that's what I've done. It's ready to go. So the next step is I'm going to try to spray paint all these rust spots. And give them just a light coat. I don't want to put too much because, we just put a little extra light coat. If I put too much, it's going to get runny, and it won't, when I put the second coat on it, it won't do as well. So I'm going to try to hit all these areas real quick. Just go real gentle, real quick. Rust spots only right now. And like on really cold days, sometimes you move a little bit faster than you would if it's a warmer day, but that's okay. Getting them covered pretty good, I think, evenly. Once we get it primed down good, then we'll be able, of course, to put our final coat or coats of the regular white paint on it. And we'll make this bumper look really nice, I hope. But I think I've covered all the rust spots. Well, let me where the bolts go, maybe I can add just a little bit more. And if you want to, normally when people paint, they'll have something over their mouth, but like we're in the outside, the open air, the outside air is coming through, so I don't feel like I need anything to cover my mouth. But if you're indoors and using paint, probably want to put something so you don't inhale the paint in your lungs. But, okay, so what we're going to do is put 3 light coats on the bumper. That's better to do it that way because if you put heavy coats, it will make the paint run and you won't get a good professional paint job out of it. And I'm going to do the most professional job that I possibly can do, so I'm going to do the 3 light coats. So, but the thing is, before I start painting here about the truck, I hope to learn how to drive that dump truck. I mean, I can drive, the basic trucks, the little General Rangers. Haven't got the Argo down yet. We have one. Haven't got that down yet. Still afraid of it. But I think maybe I can start driving that dump truck and, hey, make a little money on the side. Haul some gravel, haul a little bit of dirt. We live in a small town, and there's people all the time needing something hauled. So, hey, if we can use the old dump truck to make a little money, that'll be great on the side, and what'll be exceptional if we can get that truck looking good, because I don't want to be riding around in an old, ugly, beat-up dump truck. So we're going to try to paint this baby up and get her looking sharp. So that's my plan right now, put a light coat of paint on the bumper. And we're using the Color Place spray paint in white. And with the other paint, we tend to use what that works well for us. And Color Place paint always performs well for us. So that's the paint I'm using today. So let's put one thin coat on it, and then we'll let her dry, and then we'll go from there. So hopefully you'll keep watching while I paint this bumper. But like I said, just a light coat, one light coat over everything. It's going to take a couple minutes, but like I said, paint, you put a light coat, it doesn't take that long to dry. And in the long run, it's actually better, it will look better than trying to put thick coats. Thick coats, whenever it runs, it just ruins everything about the job you've done, or whatever it is you're painting. So, we're going to do, in a total, we're going to do a total of 3 coats. And, you know, some people paint the bumpers different colors or whatever, but we figured for the truck is a white truck. The top of it, we're going to continue the white with the bumper. So, this is what we're doing. And we did close the door, as you can see, and we ran a little bit of heat, a little bit warmer in here. So it should dry quicker. And like I mentioned before, it's up to you if you want to wear a mask. Right now I'm moving. And it's a big open space, so I'm not actually inhaling. I'm trying to, you know, stay back from the paint itself. So I'm not actually inhaling a lot of paint or any of the vapors. But, of course, you might see the paint vapor in the air, but sunshine's shining through. And I think I've just about put the first layer on it, the paint. And I'll just do a little bit more, and then we're going to stop and let this layer of paint dry. But I think she's going to do real well and look well when we get it all done. So that's one coat. So we put a couple layers of, thin layers of paint on it. We got it pretty good shape. At a later date, I might repaint the bumper and give it a few more coats. But as of tomorrow, you know, I told you this old dump truck, it's ready to roll, and we're going to haul some gravel and dirt with it. And actually, for tomorrow, I've got where I can deliver a couple trucks of gravel, truckloads of gravel. I got this guy building a house, and it's been snowing, raining, and it's a mess. The driveway to the house is so much mud, they can't get their trucks up. So he told me if I'd haul him a couple loads of gravel, I could make me some money. So it's my intention to let this dry, whatever it needs to finish to do, get this bumper back on there today, and get this truck rolling tomorrow and start hauling this gravel to make me some money. Also, where the truck is white, I thought the name, it is winter time and we're getting her going, I thought the name Iceman would be a good name. But if you have any ideas of what we might need to call this dump truck, just put it in the comments and we'll consider whatever your suggestions are. So anyway, like I'm new doing the videos and everything like that, so I would appreciate if you would subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell. That way, if I might put out a new video, you'll know and you can watch my video and help my channel grow.
So how'd your paint job turn out?
My paint job, I think it turned out really well.
Man, it almost looked like a new one there.
It does look nice, it's shiny,
Put
so
some clear coat on that and you would swear that was a new bumper.
I think it turned out real well, but like I said, at a later date, we might want to sand it down a little bit more. Some little blemishes are thrown, but it is a dump truck, so when I use it, it's going to get a little scratches, but anyway, it's done for now, and I'm going to deliver that gravel tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.